Habari maafrika, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Cyril. Ladies and gentlemen, in this short video, hopefully, I want to speak about the question and answer session that Parliament had between the EFF and the President, and also the MK and the President. I also want to cover a little imbizo that was held in Tshwane by Tshwane's mayor, Nasipi Moya, Dr. Nasipi Moya, and the issue of land grabs and how some people, when they grab land in particular areas, it lowers the value of that land. And it goes back to the issue of white people owning land in our country, abandoning that land, going away, not caring what happens about that land, and people being thirsty for land, frustrated because of the history of our country, going and grabbing that land and building shanties there, and the surrounding areas getting affected. And I like how also Julius Malema asked the questions to the president, and the president did indeed answer. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Cyril. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're talking about Parliament and a little bit of news from Tshwane. Let me start with the school that our sister Sisi Nomfundo has. How ironic that her name is Nomfundo, eh? Has identified a school in the Eastern Cape that has, do I call it toilets, that has a toilet problem in terms of the quality of the toilets that are there, the pit toilets there. Here, it's like you're just waiting for someone's child to fall in this toilet and drown in sewage. That's what we are waiting for here. And then we blame government when we can do something about it. The school is Mapenseni primary school. It is in an area called Mapenseni in a municipality called Intsika Yetu municipality. So the principal is Wulana, Mr. MP Wulana, there in the Eastern Cape. So like I said in the other videos, I just want to continue updating you guys that I'm speaking to the principal of the school, and we are engaging on the best way to do this. I wish I was closer to the school. I could have drive down and do things myself, shoot the interaction with the principal myself. But so far I have to solely depend on him. He sounds like an honorable person when I speak to him on the phone. So I'm going to trust that he will go out and get the quotations and everything, so we can get an amount as to how much it's going to cost to build, dignified toilets for these children. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a gala dinner on the 2nd of May, building a school, Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. This is a fundraising event to try and raise more funds to build our beautiful school. But our school is beautiful. Paseta is beautiful, people. So we have found the land. We struggled so much last year to find the land. We have finally found the land. Let's not disappoint ourselves by not contributing to the school. Let's make sure that we contribute and buy our ticket for the gala dinner and come to Kimberley and enjoy a night of music, entertainment and networking. If we can't, let's just send a 50 Rand contribution, 100 Rand, 200,000, 1 million contribution to the Pan-African School, so that we can build the school and show people kuti nati abantu abamnyama, when we put our hands together, we can do it. Thank you so much, guys. For any more information, please go on www.paseta.co.za for clarity and more information. Let's start with Julius Cyril Malema questioning the president about his meeting with Elon Musk last year. And he's asking, why is he doing that and not using the diplomatic channels, because Elon Musk was not elected at that time. Listen to this.
I don't know wittingly or unwittingly, when you were answering the question about our relationship with the USA, not once have you mentioned DERCO or Minister of International Relations. And this is as a result of you having met Elon Musk during the UN General Assembly and knowing very well the views of Elon Musk about South Africa, racist, white supremacist views about South Africa, which led to you meeting him because you thought you were going to clarify those issues. Unrepentant racist became emboldened and then made more bad remarks about South Africa even after meeting you physically, you still saw a need to go outside the diplomatic channels and made a contact with an individual, not using diplomatic relations or mechanism within which we resolve diplomatic disputes as South Africa. Don't you think you individually have emboldened white people to undermine us, and you have single-handedly destroyed the diplomatic relations of South Africa with other countries, and you have destroyed and juniorized the Department of International Relations? Mr. President. And Elon Musk, and worse, Elon Musk, you organized a meeting with him or that telephone conversation through his immoral father, politically, economically, and otherwise. A man who has engaged in business in South Africa through illegal means, even when he has admitted to do so. Those are the type of characters you can't speak to. Imagine, Mr. President, had they said Donald Trump would called the Guptas during that time. What were you going to say? You are going to say that Guptas are an independent state actor. You are not going to say that. You are going to feel undermined. And that's exactly what you have done. What are you saying about established practices of resolving issues in a diplomatic way and diplomatic channels in South Africa? Do you have a full confidence in the Minister of DERCO and the department itself? You speak about an ambassador in Washington or New York. That ambassador belongs to the Department of International Relations. Instead of talking about international relations, leadership, and the department, you talk about ambassador. But when you talk about DRC, you talk about Minister of Defense is doing 1, 2, 3. You don't say ambassador in DRC is doing 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Beautiful question from Julius Malema. You guys know Julius Malema does not like that young man who Elon Musk, and Elon Musk also does not like Julius Malema. It's not a secret, and we are on Julius Malema's side on this one 100%, because Julius Malema has done nothing wrong. The issue of the song that Mr. Malema sang in the FMB that made waves worldwide was cleared by our Constitution Court to say this is a struggle song, this is what we do and sing. And there's other songs that are worse than that song, but because they are not mentioning the name Boa, they don't know that there's worse songs that speak other things that are crazy. So, and not necessarily true. You cannot take everything that is sang in a chant, war chant, seriously or literally. So the issue of Cyril Ramaphosa meeting, downgrading himself last year to meet with a billionaire and say, listen, when a billionaire, what you heard about South Africa is not true, because this land issue thing was already making rounds last year already. In fact, for some years now. So for him to meet with him and not meet with him with the Minister of International Relations or Rulana. What's his name? You know, when we forget even Lamula, when we forget but in a minister's name, you must know it's bad. You must know this person is doing nothing in that tenure. So Elon Musk did not respect the president. He continued to attack our country even after meeting our president to show that he does not see him as anything. Cyril Ramaphosa, to his credit, did respond to this question. Let's quickly listen to his response.
Question number 5 has been asked by the Honorable J.S. Malema. The question is about whether the president's call to Elon Musk, an unelected businessman, was used as a diplomatic channel, and if so, what role did the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation play in arranging the meeting and the subsequent call? The Honorable President.
A very simple and straightforward answer to that. Yes, I have spoken to Mr. Elon Musk. Yes, the Minister of International Relations has either been in occasions when I have met with Mr. Elon Musk, if you want to know. We're together with Minister of Trade and Industry and Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, met with Mr. Elon Musk when I went to the United Nations General Assembly last year. He came to my hotel room and we had a discussion, and the discussion revolved around his would-be investments. So did I speak to him? Yes, recently the answer is yes. And this we do because we continue to engage with a variety of people through diplomatic channels, as well as we engage with them through various constituencies in countries that we have relations with. And as I've indicated through this conversation that I had, we were able to have a discussion on what was a mischaracterization of what was being said about our country. And he being a person who is quite, I would say, influential, whether one likes it or not, as we interact with various people, business, academic, research, or otherwise, we do interact with people who we believe are able to discuss issues with some people in very official categories. So we do talk to non-state actors as well as state actors. And we will continue to engage with people both inside and outside of South Africa to promote our country and to promote the interests of our country. There's just nothing sinister about the various discussions that we hold with a variety of people. Even on an ongoing basis, when people make contact with us, yes, we talk to them, but we always make sure that our foreign policy positions are advanced and they are not undermined or diluted.
Okay, so yes, we get it. The president, of course, now and then will interact with non-state people or individuals. Of course, Elon Musk is a very influential person. It's true that what the president is saying there, he carries a lot of power. We can never look away from that. And I was thinking today, are South Africans ready to bite the bullet of saying, to giving a middle finger to the USA? The companies that are here, McDonald's, KFC, Google, Samsung American, I think so, and so many other things. If they decided to shut that down, I know it will open a window of opportunity to bring African ones, like Russia did. Russia is using their own things and all of that. So that's just a thought. Sorry for going out of the thing. So yes, he did say recently he did speak to Elon Musk and all of that. It's not going to help. Don't speak to that man. I believe he's a racist to the core. You can see that they refuse to find a reason or to listen to any reasoning to tell them that what AfriForum is saying to them, solidarity movement, is not true. Even though the solidarity movement has turned around, they said, listen, people, there's no land grabs happening in South Africa. There's no expropriation without compensation and all of those things, which is ironically for the next video I'm going to do now. But there's no people that are kicked out of farms because people are taking their land. That's simple. So the mayor of Tshwane, who Dr. Nasipi Moya, had a imbizo with his people there in the eastern side of Tshwane, and this is what they talk about.
Informal settlement. I think you mentioned 575. We have the 576 squatter camp. Unfortunately, it's on private land. Every single time we've reported this to the city, I've had multiple briefing sessions and meetings with the CEO. I've had numerous meetings as well with Ines Krizia, who's unfortunately not here today, and we keep being told the same thing. We'll look into it. It's gotten to a point now where, and I'm going to give you an anecdote. There's a lady that spoke about property rates going up. Last year, the property that I stay on was devalued by 800,000 rands as a result of that squatter camp. We are constantly being told it's on private land, therefore TMPD is not allowed to have access. The city is limited in what it can do. But now here's what we want to know. What is being done about these landowners that are abandoning these lands? And then squatters are going very smart these days. They know about squatters' rights, and they know that the Constitution is protective of squatters. They have gotten smarter. They are outsmarting the city at unprecedented rates. We need to know what is being done about these abandoned lands that people are now squatting on, that the city then absolves themselves of responsibility by saying it's private land. The owners of the land that I'm speaking of, we've just been told multiple times, oh, we just can't get a hold of them. And my response to that is, they do not want to be found. You are not going to get a hold of them. They do not want to be found. So what are we doing about that? And then I just want to say to our program director, I understand that there's a need to lighten the mood, but I think it's coming across to the group as being a little bit arrogant. And I think
And, you know, even Julius Malema has warned about this to say, guys, if you continue to allow people to have land that is not used, that is abandoned, you are not going to stop the masses from coming. That piece of land could be easily developed into a shopping complex, a clinic, a hospital, whatever, progressive things that it could be done there. But because the landowner, and it's in town, it's next to people's residence, next to a suburb in town, where people are saying, there's a big piece of land here, we don't know who owns this thing. The municipality is saying we can't get a hold of the owner. Like this queen says, rightfully so, the owner does not want to get a hold of, she does not want to speak to anyone, or he or she, whatever. Is out of the country, does not care about that piece of land, because they obtained this land fraudulently. They know, that's why they don't care. Imagine if you had land. If I had land in Zimbabwe, my heart would be worrying. Oh, what is happening to my land? It's my land. If I honestly bought that land, if I worked for that land, but because this land was given like trick-or-treat sweets, it was just everyone take up until that corner is your land and everything. Some of them did not mind to just pack and go, you know. So, it's really, really serious, and I want to end with the question from the Batino Mkhonto Wesizwe. Mkhonto Wesizwe is asking that same question. Guti President, do you realize Guti this issue of the land, if it's not solved, our people are never going to find peace and get out of this lock of poverty? Listen to what Dr. Flope said.
Kakhulu somlomo ohloniphekileyo. Umbuzo olandelayo ngizocela ukubuza ngesizulu. Uyavuma yini na Mnumzane Ramaphosa ukuthi yinye nje kuphela into eyoqeda usizi kanye nenhlupheko ebantwini abampisholo futhi kuphele nendlala kanye nesikhala esikhulu kwezomnotho phakathi kwabantu abadla imbuya ngothi kanye nalabo abadla idombolo likapondo, iningi labo abandlebe zikhanya ilanga. Leyo nto ke ukushintsha usection 25 we-constitution so that wonke umuntu abe ne-access emhlabeni, strain abantu bethu sikwazi ukulima sonke. Mangabe umbono wakho ungahambisani nombono we-MK party, kungani na Mongameli?
I like that phrase, izindlebe zikhanya ilanga. I like it. Zulu is poetic, eh? Zulu is very poetic. That is so nice. That is that is a beautiful way of putting something. For those who don't understand, he's speaking about the people that you can see the sunshine through their ears. If you don't want to understand that, Zongtola later, it's fine. So it's true what Dr. John Chopper is saying. Our people need inkululeko from poverty and land thirstiness. We cannot continue to put our people in this hunger of not having a participation in economical activities and all of those things. So I just wanted to play that video because I loved the way Dr. John Chopper asked the question, and I love it when people use their native language. And luckily for me, there is no language in South Africa I don't understand or cannot speak. I struggle with actually Venda. That language I struggle, but I hear it. But when I speak it, it's crazy. And I'm a linguist. I'm a person that loves languages. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace. Pan-Africanism. I salute you.